Hey Ross, how you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing?
So I heard you have a Wi-Fi problem. Tell me about it.
So we're in the house for about a year now, and ever since day one, it's awful. The Wi-Fi keeps dropping, it's buffering. Wife's a teacher, so the remote learning is tough. Streaming for the kids, very tough.
Not the first time I've heard that. You know, any Wi-Fi network, any Wi-Fi system is only as good as its weakest link. So the service comes into the building, goes through a modem, then goes to a router, and then it broadcasts throughout the house. So I think it first starts with taking a look at where that service comes into the building. You know where that is?
Yeah, it's down in the basement.
All right, let's take a look.
I think that's it there.
Yeah, I think you're right. So this white wire, this is the input. So this white wire is the internet service provider's cable coming into the building. And that's actually going to the input channel of this amplifier. And that's a really good thing because what I normally see is a bunch of these. That's a splitter, right? So your internet service comes in and it splits to all different devices. And sometimes there's a lot of these. And the thing is, each one of these cuts the signal in half. So we want to reduce these and you don't have any. So that's a good thing, okay? So from there, this amplifier is actually amplifying the signal coming in to all the devices. It's going to the cable box, it's going to the modem. This device does require power, it is plugged in here, but the next thing is to figure out which one of these goes to the modem. So do you know where your modem is?
I think it's above our head.
Okay, so if you can go upstairs and do the tug test and just pull on the wire, and I can see if one of these is actually connected directly to it. If not, we'll do a continuity test. Okay?
No problem.
All right, sounds good. Okay, Eamon, give it a shake. Got it. Okay. Coming up. All right, Eamon, we verified that the wiring coming into the building and the wiring to your modem is good. All right, the next thing to check is placement. Okay, you can see here in the corner on the first floor, this is not the best location to be broadcasting Wi-Fi for your house, right? We'd rather see, if I didn't recommend nothing else, we move this to a more central location in the building. Okay, but before we do anything like that, I want to take a look at the specs on this system. Okay, so this is a combination modem router, and it's rated for up to 600 megabits a second. Now, did you do your homework and bring a cable bill?
I did.
Okay, what are you paying for speeds?
Saying up to 200 megabits.
Okay, so you're paying up to 200 and your modem is rated up to 600. So the good thing is you don't need to upgrade your modem. We're good with that size.
Should I get an upgrade on the service?
You don't really need to do that either. Well, for your needs, 200 is more than enough, okay? So the next thing is we're gonna test how fast you're getting actually out of that modem. And for that, I'm gonna grab my laptop. All right, so the first test we're gonna run is a hardwire test. So I'm gonna take my laptop out and I'm gonna hardwire an Ethernet cord. So I'm gonna plug into the Ethernet port on my computer. I'm gonna plug into the modem directly. And what I'm effectively doing is I'm taking the Wi-Fi out of the equation. What I wanna do is get a theoretical maximum for what this system and what the network can deliver, okay? So let's run that speed test. Okay, you can see the speeds right there, around 150, 160. So that is the speed right now at this moment in time as we're doing the test. And that's gonna change, it's gonna fluctuate over time. So it depends on how many people are actually on the network at that moment in time. And you can see we're at 170 for our average download speed at this moment in time. That's a really good speed. So the next test we're gonna run is we're actually gonna disconnect from this and we'll do 3 Wi-Fi tests. We're gonna do one on each floor. So one in the basement, one on the first floor, one on the second floor, and we'll see what we get. All right, so let's do a Wi-Fi test here on the first floor. So we're close enough to the router. Okay, and once we run that speed test, let's see what we get. Okay, we're right around 100. So the first floor Wi-Fi test is coming out at 96.
Is that good?
Yes, 96 megabits per second is a really good speed for normal internet activity, right? So video conferencing, emailing, you know, streaming a video, that's totally fine. That's actually a good speed. So let's head upstairs and we'll do the same Wi-Fi test. All right, let's run a speed test. Okay. If you remember, we were 96 downstairs and we are at 40 megabits per second upstairs. Of course, we're farther away from the router, so it has, you know, the Wi-Fi signal has to get through more building materials like the flooring and the drywall. And there's also, you know, a little bit of interference that can be occurring from baby monitors and other devices, microwaves, for example. I did run a Wi-Fi analysis, and the good thing is you don't have any interference from neighboring networks. You're in a single-family residence, you're far enough away, but if you were in a multifamily, you know, apartment building, you definitely would want to check your Wi-Fi signal and what channel you're running on. So let's get downstairs to the basement and do the last test.
Okay. So this is the basement. That's where we spend a lot of the family time, movie nights, watching the game. Can't get through one show without buffering, without dropping signal.
That's frustrating.
I've gone upstairs to reset the modem. and still no good. So I went out and bought an extender. Didn't help any situation.
Yeah, so extenders put up their own Wi-Fi signal, but they still have to communicate to the router. And if you have a really bad router signal getting down here, guess what? It's going to cut your signals further in half. So it's not a great solution, especially for a wireless version. Let's see how bad it is, though, okay? Okay, so you're at 16 megabits a second. You were at 96 on the first floor. You were 40 on the second floor. You're 16 down here. To put it in context, 16 is good for like email and basic internet tasks. It's not really going to do much if you're trying to stream high-def video. Definitely not going to cut it. So the good thing is I have a solution. I'm going to go to the truck and grab it. I'll meet you upstairs. And for now, you can get rid of that Wi-Fi extender.
Perfect.
All right, Eamon. I think I have the solution to your inadequate Wi-Fi coverage. It is a mesh network, okay? These are called satellites. They're like Wi-Fi routers. There are going to be 3 of them. One installed here, one installed upstairs, one installed downstairs. Each one of these goes for $100 to $200, okay? The way these work is that they actually broadcast on 3 antennas. So it puts out a 2.4 and 2 5 gigahertz networks. What that means is that you have an extra channel. Right now you have a 2.4 and a 5. This gives you an extra one, okay? It's also Wi-Fi 6, so it has a lot of cool features that are going to give you better signal and better coverage, okay? The other thing that we're going to install is a UPS, okay? This is an uninterruptible power supply. So it's as simple as a battery with surge protection. So what's great about this is that if you lose power, you're going to have all the devices that are connected to it running on battery backup. So this is going to give you Wi-Fi coverage and extend your network for up to 6 hours during a power outage. It also has a little cell phone charger or USB charger, so you can charge some devices off of this as well. It also has surge protection. So if there's a signal that comes through from the utility and it creates a surge, this is going to protect those devices. Okay, so we're going to extend that over here. I've actually installed one already downstairs for the amplifier, but by plugging this in here, I can then now plug the modem into this UPS. And now I can install the actual Wi-Fi network, the first satellite. So this is called the main satellite or the main router. We're going to power it up, plug it in, connect our network. So this is the Ethernet cord, RJ45, that's going to connect to the back of the modem. We turn on the UPS, and that signal is going to go live. All you need to do is download the app, set up your Wi-Fi name, the password, and make sure you set up your security. And while you're doing that, I'm going to go upstairs and put in the second satellite upstairs and the basement one as well. All right? All right, Eamon, did you get the Wi-Fi configured?
Yep, all configured.
All right, awesome. Now the moment of truth. Let's do the speed test. All right, 241. I'd say that's quite an improvement. Let's head upstairs. Run that speed test. If you remember correctly, we were at 40 before. Okay. And look at that, 235. Okay, let's head to the basement. We'll do the last speed test.
All right.
Final test. Here we go. So if you remember correctly, we were at 16 before, and look at that. We're at 183 megabits per second. That is blazing fast, okay? You're gonna be able to watch all the videos you want. You're not gonna have buffering. You don't have to go upstairs to reset the modem anymore. And really the power of this mesh network is that all those satellites work together to strengthen the Wi-Fi coverage across your house. So the last test, let's set up and run your TV. Okay, the TV's configured to the network, leaving you with one of my favorite shows. I think you're in good shape.
Thank you for your help.
Thanks for watching. This Old House has got a video for just about every home improvement project, so be sure to check out the others. And if you like what you see, click on the subscribe button to make sure that you get our newest videos right in your feed.